What is going on, guys? Kenny here from 619 Guitars and Gear, and it's that time of year again. I figured we could do a 2023 updated guitar collection video. I feel like this is the time of year where everyone does it, so why not hop on the bandwagon? A few guitars that you guys haven't seen. There's a bunch of guitars that you guys have seen. There's even some guitars that you guys have seen that may have changed since then. So I figured we would go through the whole collection. Could be a little bit longer of a video, so sit back, grab a snack, grab a drink. Let's hang out and check out some guitars. Alright, first up, I figured we could check out a guitar that you guys have not seen. I literally just picked this thing up the other day. It is the Harley Benton TE20HH SBK Standard Series Telly, I think. It's a pretty long name. So I got this with the whole purpose of making a review. I got it for a real cheap price, and come to find out it had some neck damage. And I had to do some repairs. I mean, I got it to where it's playable and everything, but now it's not in like the original condition that it came from the factory. So I'm not sure if I want to do a review. I probably still will. I'll just have to put out a little bit of a disclaimer. But for 86 bucks, I was pretty surprised with this thing. Here is also a guitar that you guys have yet to see. This is my 1997 Ltd Horizon. I don't know much about this thing. I got it off a buddy just because I absolutely had to have it. This thing was ravished when I got it. It used to be black. Someone had stripped it down and it was missing parts and everything. The bridge and everything and tuners and electronics are all original. But it just, some stuff wasn't hooked up. There was no neck pickup. I put a purple base coat on there. I etched out the grain in the sandblaster, did some black highlights in the grain, put some satin poly on it, and after some fret work, I did a fret leveling. This thing is absolutely amazing and fun to play. It's got really good hardware on it. I think it's all Japan stuff. And just like the toggle and all that, they don't make it like that anymore. And it has a DiMarzio Super Distortion and PAF. And I absolutely love the teardrop headstocks on these older LTDs and the old logo. So I absolutely love this guitar, and it goes great with my LTD H250. And since we just checked out its older brother, this is my LTD H250 from 2004. I got this new in 2004. That's when I started, kind of seriously getting into playing guitar. This was like my first real-ish guitar. Before that, it was like, those fake, or not fake, but those cheap kit guitars that come with an amp and everything. I think it was like my first guitar was a Silvertone or something like that. But this thing means a lot to me. It's been ravished. It's been through a ton of different electronics, ton of different pickups, new bridges. It's scratched, dinged, dented, and chipped. It's had fret work done to it. It's had new tuners put on it. But this thing is absolutely hammered, but I will never get rid of it because it means a lot to me, because it's kind of basically where it all started. Next, I have this older Ibanez. I believe this is an Ibanez Geo. It's a GRX 40. I'm not sure what year, but it definitely is a little bit older. This was basically a dumpster find. It was missing a bunch of pieces and saddles off the old bridge. I retrofitted a licensed Floyd trem on it, put like a Duncan designed bridge pickup. It's got like Starcaster middle and neck pickups, new electronics. I did like this shell pink or vintage pink paint job on it with a satin poly finish, and it looks absolutely awesome. I kind of aged all the plastic and the pickup covers and everything. I just think it looks really, really cool. I did a lot of fret work on this thing, stained the neck, put vintage style tuners on it, and this nice cool holographic, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's like a holographic Ibanez headstock logo. And let me tell you, you probably won't believe it, but this is one of my best playing guitars. I'm not sure why, but it is just a ball to play. The action's super low. I have 8 to 38 gauge strings on it, so they're really nice and slinky, and it's just really fun to play. Can't really explain it, don't know why, but this one will definitely stay in the collection probably for a long time. This guitar you guys have definitely seen. This is my Ibanez GRG 131DX. It used to be red and white. This was one of the first couple guitars I had on the channel. I forgot when I got this. Definitely a couple of years ago. I think it was like $200, but I love this guitar. But after a while, I believe I had it in my truck, and I opened the door, and it fell out of the truck, and it really dinged up the body. So I decided to paint it. I did like this retro version of the Eddie Van Halen's Frankenstrat, and I just think it came out really good. Right now there's no neck pickup in it because I stole it for something else. All the screws are not tightened down or anything. What's cool is you may think this is a tone knob, but this is actually the 3-way toggle switch. I just thought it was a cool idea. This thing plays really well, sounds great. I have some kind of generic humbucker in there, but it's really hot. I think it was like over 16K or something like that. But this thing sounds really, really good, and it's fun to play. All right, next up, this guitar you guys have definitely seen. I believe last winter I did the review on this. This is my Ibanez GO. It's a GRG A120WH, I believe. Don't quote me on that. This used to have the EMG 8185 with the preamp boost switch. This is the guitar I stole it out of to put in the Ibanez Gem Jr. And then I put the Ibanez Infinity pickups in this. I think it looks really cool, the white with the pink. And yeah, it fits the guitar good. It sounds really good. Still has the hole where the boost switch was, which I just put a rubber plug in there for now. I should find something that's white so it's not so obvious. But I do play this every now and then, not that much, but it's I plan on keeping it around. Definitely a pretty good guitar for how cheap they are. And up next, you guys have definitely seen this guitar on the channel. It is my Ibanez GO GRG 121 SP, I believe. This thing is awesome. I love the finish. It's kind of like a purple to blue color shift. Not sure if you'll really see it on camera, but these things are like, I want to say 200 or 300 bucks. It's got the roasted maple neck. I put locking tuners on it. And since the review, I threw some DiMarzios in it. It's got an Evolution in the neck and a Super Distortion in the bridge. These actually came from my Jake Bowen signature. But I absolutely love this guitar. It looks good. It plays really well. The frets are really nice and level and everything. I actually did a video where I basically show you how to make a cheaper guitar play like a really expensive guitar. Rolled the edges of the fretboard, did the fret work and stuff like that. Scraped the fretboard to make it nice and smooth. I put some fake abalone block inlay stickers on there. I just think it looks really cool. But I absolutely love this guitar for how cheap they are. And I don't see myself getting rid of this anytime soon. Next up, you have definitely seen this one also. This is my Ibanez JBM 10 FX Jake Bowen signature. Everything's basically the same since you've seen it, other than me throwing a set of Fishman Moderns in there. This is probably one of the guitars I play the most. It's awesome. It plays really, really good. Sounds amazing with the Fishmans in there. Right now I have this set up in drop A sharp with, I believe, I want to say 12 to 62s on it. But this thing's never let me down. I actually made a custom truss rod cover that says Titan on there, and honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself because it looks just like the original. I've actually tricked a few people with it, but I got like the Titan logo and cut it out with my Cricut cutter and made the truss rod cover out of an old guitar backplate, and it came out really well. But I love this guitar, and definitely one of my favorites in the collection. I feel like we're on like an Ibanez streak here, so we might as well finish it off. This is my Ibanez Gem Jr., which you guys have seen more than once. Obviously, we just put the EMGs in there with the preamp boost switch. What a pain in the butt that was, just because there is like no room under the pick guard. But we made it happen. We got all the kinks worked out from when I first got this guitar. It had a few problems. It is used, so whatever, it's to be expected. I love this guitar. It is set up in drop A sharp. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite guitars to play, along with my Jake Bowen signature. Super glad I ended up getting a Gems Junior, because I kind of was a hater for a little while, and this completely changed my mind. This guitar you guys have not seen yet. This is my second time owning one of these brands. This is a Slick from Earl Slick. I think you get them through Guitar Fetish. These things are really cool. Not really my style, but for some reason I just really dug it. It's got the all brass bridge and the brass hardware. It's got the Guitar Fetish mock Filtertrons, which I think are like quick connect, but the fretwork's awesome, and just the brass tuning keys and everything. It's just really, really cool. Nice and simple. Has a pretty cool, unique sound. And it's just something that was fun to play. I got this for real cheap. I think they're like $270 or something, brand new. But it's just kind of bare bones rock and roll. And yeah, I don't know why, but I just figured I'd add it into my collection. I probably will do a review on one of these coming up. But yeah, pretty unique guitar. And I thought, why not? And then up next, this guitar you guys have not seen. This is a older Epiphone. I'm not sure even what series it is, but it's I think a 1997. It's a bolt-on neck. I refinished the neck because someone took like 60 grit sandpaper to it. I believe the headstock is reshaped. I didn't do that. Someone else did. But I thought it was pretty cool. I got it for a sweet deal. I like the veneer and just the colors of the body. It's pretty chunky and heavy like they all are. It's got the black hardware. I put some EMGs in here, so it sounds really, really good. And I've never really been a single cut guy, but I do own 2 of them now. And yeah. Thing's pretty cool. Sounds good. It plays all right. It could use some fret work, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Probably won't ever do a review on it, but I figured I'd show you guys. Then we have number 2 of the only 2 single cuts that I own. This is a cheap Epiphone Les Paul Special. I actually just bought this 3 weeks ago. I probably will do a review on it. It's got the P90s. I got this for a really good price. I think it was like $100. And I think I want to say they go for maybe $200. I'm not really sure. But I just kind of like the way it looked. It's just got that like raw tone vintage color on it, and the P90s. And I don't know, something about it, plus the good price, kind of just attracted me. And it's got a bolt-on neck. It's got those really cheap tuners that I hate, so I probably will swap those out. But other than that, the neck and the frets and everything are in great condition. It plays pretty decent. I probably will do a review on this one just to do it for fun. But not bad for a cheaper Les Paul. Alright, up next, this guitar you guys have seen quite a few times. This is my Ltd Alexi 200. When I first got this, it was basically in pieces in a box. It was originally white from the factory, and I put it all together, and then I ended up painting it teal, sanded that off, and then it was like a raw wood tone with black pinstriping for a little while. Now it is this awesome, amazing crackle. One of my favorite and one of my best paint jobs I've done to date. For some reason, the videos I did on painting this are really booming lately. A lot of people asking, just for advice and everything on how to do the crackle and how to get it to come out like this. And yeah, I'm just super proud and happy of how it came out. I honestly don't play this thing that much. It's more of just I guess a wall piece, but it's fully functional. It plays great and sounds pretty good. I'd love to put maybe a different pickup in it, because the Duncan Solar I kind of just had laying around. But I absolutely love this guitar, and definitely plan on never plan on getting rid of this. And now getting into the Solars, you guys have seen this a few times. This is my Solar A26LN. I absolutely love this guitar. This one's kind of special to me just because it kind of signifies, in a way, getting back into playing again. Not that I ever really stopped, but I definitely stepped away for a little while and was really concentrate on like dirt bike racing and stuff. But when the whole the P word happened and everyone was sitting at home doing nothing and everything was closed, I decided it's time to get back into music, and man, ever since then I have not looked back. I'm in it like tenfold now. So this guitar kind of signifies getting back into it, so it is kind of special to me. But I absolutely love this thing, and right now it has some EMG retro hot 70s in it that I actually took the little chip off the bottom, and pretty much they're now passive and they're just like EMG HZs kind of, and it sounds good. Not as high output as they used to be, but not too bad. I don't play this thing too often, but I definitely love this guitar. And then we have Solar number 2. This is my AB16S, I believe. This actually used to be silver, as you guys remember. I painted this one off camera. I didn't film this one. What's funny about this is actually a single stage paint job. It's just gloss orange. I don't have any orange guitars, so I wanted an orange guitar. And yeah, I didn't put any clear coat on there. This is just the gloss mixed in with the paint, and I was able to wet sand it and buff it, and it came out absolutely perfect. It literally looks like a factory paint job, and I'm completely blown away with how well it came out. Probably not as durable as some paint jobs, but I mean, it looks really, really good. First guitar with an Evertune, which I love. If I want to lay down some tracks and just recording, if I'm not doing a demo for a specific guitar, I use this because it's just perfect. The Evertune is a really good system in my opinion. It's got a Seymour Duncan trembucker in it and a Guitar Fetish dual rail, I think. And I just love the lumen lay and the 3-piece roasted maple neck and locking tuners. And yeah, I don't play this too often, maybe a little bit more than the other Solars I have, but I definitely 100% love this guitar. And then we have my third and final Solar. This is my T27 FBB. This I pre-ordered when they were announced. I absolutely fell in love with this thing. I wanted a Tele style 7-string really bad. It was between this or like an Ibanez, and I got this. Waited a few months for it. I absolutely love this thing. I actually probably won't be able to see, but I scraped the fretboard because there is some really nice grain underneath that black stain they put on the ebony. Yeah, it looks really cool. I made this custom pick guard to get rid of the neck pickup. Kind of resembles like a Hoppus sludge, if you ask me. And then there's some kind of DiMarzio in here that actually came out of a different guitar that I'll show you. And it sounds pretty good. I have like a pack of 8-string strings on it right now. I think they're like 74s or something like that. And I have this in drop F, I believe. But when I feel like getting real heavy, I'll whip this bad boy out. I don't play it nearly as much as I should, but it definitely gets played, and it plays pretty good. Then we have this one and only Lonely Jackson 7-string. This is one of those really cheap, I think it's like $199 ones. I got this for like $75 at a local shop. The frets were absolutely hammered. It needed a fret leveling. The fret ends were like daggers. The fingerboard was just disgusting. The electronics are just all messed up. It works. It actually sat in my closet for like 5-6 months. It had a DiMarzio in the bridge, which is kind of why I bought it, because the pickup was worth more than I paid for the guitar. And that's what's actually in that Solar 7-string. But I got it out and did the fret leveling and put the new nut on it, and it plays. It sounds pretty good. Can't hate on it too much because it gets the job done. But I really don't ever play this thing. I just kind of wanted to get it together, so it was a complete guitar. All right, next up we have this awesome Schecter S1 Vampira. This one may seem kind of silly to you guys, but there's a little bit of a backstory behind it. I spent the last 10 years trying to find one of these. I used to have one of these back in like '05. I think that's when this came out. And, you know, I was playing music, playing in bands, having a great old time. And I had one of these, and I ended up selling it. And I just been kicking myself in the butt ever since, because it's just a cool guitar, and it kind of just signifies that time in my life where it was worry free, and I was just having a ton of fun playing music, and I was, you know, slowly getting better at guitar, and this guitar kind of just signifies that. So I spent the last 10 years trying to find one, and I finally found one. I think there's only 150 of these made, and they are super rare that they pop up. So I paid a pretty penny for this thing, almost double of what I paid for it when it originally came out, but it was completely worth it. I did an unboxing for this guitar. I haven't done a review yet, just because I think they're so rare. I don't know if anyone would even be interested in a review, but if you are, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll put a little review together. All right, next we have this Schecter C6 Elite. I believe this was in my last collection video. This was actually not mine, and then it was here for so long. My buddy was just like, dude, just hang on to it. So it's here, and I never play it. It kind of just hangs there. But it is nice. It looks nice. It plays pretty good. It's got some aftermarket gold pickup rings on there. It used to have EMG headset in there in gold. I believe we took those out and put them in that purple Jackson Rhodes that I did a review on a while back. And this actually has pickups from a C6, Schecter C6, that I also did a review on not that long ago. And yeah, I mean, it's got a beautiful fretboard on it. It plays, sounds good, but I just honestly, nothing really crazy about it. So it kind of just hangs there, and it's there if I ever feel like playing it, I guess. Then I have this weird parts caster thing. It's actually a Squire neck with a Starcaster body, which I think is like the old Squire, basically. This body I've painted and kind of stained the back of it, and I kind of just, you know, decided I'm going to put this thing back together. So I've had this in pieces forever, and I think just a couple weeks ago I started to put it back together to kind of relic the body a little bit. It's actually got the Duncan Solar dual rail that came in the Evertune Solar. And yeah, I haven't really fine-tuned it. I kind of just threw it together and threw some strings on it. I think I got to shim the neck and just get everything set up properly. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to have a Strat and something that was like a little relic looking. And I feel like we're on our way to having that. And yeah, I think I can get this thing to play pretty good. It's not no classic old Fender or anything like that, but it'll get the job done. And I think we can have a decent little parts caster here. All right, and then since I just showed you my one Strat, I figured I'd show you this. This is technically not mine yet, but I think I'm going to try and trade something to make it mine. It's just a cheaper, older Squire Strat. I think it's I want to say it's a Bullet, maybe. I'm not really sure. Or an Affinity. It's got this nice aftermarket pickguard and some black hardware and knobs added to it. It has a lace center bridge pickup, which I'm not sure which model it is, but it sounds pretty dang good. And it's just kind of nice to look at. For being a cheaper guitar, it plays really, really good. I think I put some 8-gauge 8 to 38 strings on this thing, just because I have a lot of fun playing with that gauge. They're just nice and slinky, and you can just bend for days. And yeah, I think I might try to do something to keep this one around, because it's just fun to play, honestly. And then up next, you guys have seen this one before. It is my NK Headless. This was kind of my introduction into the headless world. I actually picked this up on Craigslist, I believe. And yeah, it's a decent little headless. It's kind of like a Strandberg ripoff, and I absolutely stole every piece of electronic out of this thing, and it's kind of out of commission right now, but I'll get it back together soon. Unfortunately, I feel like the neck has developed a little bit of a twist in it, which you probably won't be able to see, but it still plays. It doesn't have any dead frets or anything. It's just a matter of getting some pickups and some potentiometers in it and getting it back to a working condition. Then we have my second headless. This was my first time playing and owning an Eart guitar. As you remember, we did the whole project series where I put the veneer on there. I got rid of the tone knob and put a push-pull in it. This has had a couple different sets of pickups in it. I believe these pickups actually came from the Ibanez GRG 121 SP, and I kind of heated up the covers to give them like that bare knuckle rainbow looking effect. And yeah, this thing still plays and sounds really good. I don't really play it too much, but I have since then stained the veneer green and put I brushed on a poly finish. I have to sand it smooth and get it to look a little bit better. But it looks good, sounds good, still plays good. And yeah, I don't plan on getting rid of this thing anytime soon. And my third and final headless, you guys literally just saw that one. It is my Eart GW2 Pro. We did a review and everything on this. Plus, I did a project series that we just wrapped up, I think, last week. And this thing came out really good. I didn't know how I felt about it when I originally came up with this design. But now, looking at it, I absolutely love it. The back looks really good. I love the neck on this one. It's got the updated bridge, which functions pretty good. I don't like the fact that it pulls on the balls of the strings, then it kind of has a problem where it pops a string, so you either have to run like reinforced strings or solder the wraps. And we got some EMGs in here. I did a fret level on this, and it plays pretty good, sounds pretty good, as you remember from the demo. And yeah, I love this thing. Alright, up next, you guys will definitely remember this. This is my Squier Telecaster baritone. I've had this for a little while now. I hated the stock pickups. They were just super noisy and kind of had like a weird frequency that I could not, get rid of. I've made a custom pickguard for it with a veneer on it. It has a DiMarzio Super Distortion in a P90 casing, which is really cool. Sounds great. I put a push-pull in there. If you remember, we did a video on that. And yeah, this thing stays in tune, plays great. I don't play it too much, but it's definitely there. I have it down tuned to, I want to say, drop G sharp. And yeah, plays great. And I'm definitely glad I finally bought myself some sort of baritone, even though it's not like a 30-inch scale or anything like that. I believe this is a 27-inch scale, and it's a lot of fun to play. All right, next, you guys literally just saw this one in the review. It is the USA Custom Shop BC Rich Mockingbird Deluxe from the early 2000s. This is just one of those guitars I wanted in my collection. Whether or not I play it all the time, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does play great. It sounds great. Is it really my style of guitars that I play? No, but I kind of just really wanted it in my collection. I've always loved Mockingbirds. And yeah, when I had the opportunity to get it, I figured, why not? I traded the Tim Henson Ibanez Signature for it. I did love that guitar, but I kind of just never played that one either. And this is worth pretty much almost double of what that guitar is. So it's kind of like an investment, I guess you can say. It's only going to build up value as time goes on. And I mean, I do plan on keeping it, but you never know. But right now it's going to stay in its case when I'm not playing it. And I'm going to be just super careful with it. And then finally, last but not least, as far as guitars, we have the 7-string kit guitar from Guitar Kit World. You guys remember the project series we did on this. This was my first guitar kit that I've done. and it came out pretty good. There's definitely some things I would go back and do differently. Honestly, I just was kind of under a time crunch with work and everything, so I was just trying to get it done. I would definitely probably shave down this neck because this thing is beefy. And this guitar alone is, I think, over 10 pounds. So it's really, really heavy, which I guess is a good thing. I mean, it sounds good. It plays decent. I got it to play pretty good after, you know, a little bit of a fret leveling and stuff like that. We put the different bridge on there. I hate where the toggle is. I hate how they decided to do the electronics cavities. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it came out pretty good for being a cheaper guitar kit. And I would definitely probably maybe upgrade the tuners eventually. I might go back and kind of redo some stuff on here when I get some time or when I get bored, just to make this so I play it more, because it kind of just hangs there and I don't really ever touch it now. So, but I definitely want to keep it around because it is my first kit that I've done and it came out really good. So I definitely love the way it looks, and I think I just need to do a couple more things to it to get it to play better. All right, guys. Well, I know this was a little bit of a longer video. Hopefully you made it this far and you're not like sleeping in your chair or something. I do have two basses that I'm not even going to bother showing just because I never play them at all. And like, I mean at all. I did show them in the last collection video, but honestly, I have Easy Bass from TuneTrack. It shows up on time. It knows how to tune, and it's just there for you when you need it. Take note, bass players. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching. My collection just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I keep saying I'm going to sell one to buy one or trade one to get one, just because I'm running out of room, and I have guitars in like closets, under the bed, hanging in random spots, leaning up against stuff. I have like guitar bodies and necks in weird random places, and I'm just running out of room. So I'm gonna need a bigger area here soon. I'm gonna work on that. That's kind of my next goal, because this is getting pretty cluttered in here. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. I know the New Year is coming up, so stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. And as always, stay safe. Be a good person. And we will see you in the next video.